Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Vibrations of Truth. I am Jen Smith, and today is Michelle Bowen with me as well. And so we are going to talk a little bit about a celebration that we had this week. There were three of us that were together, um, really just getting together to celebrate all of the expansion that we've been through over the last 12 weeks? 12 weeks it's been. And then we were going to touch upon a little bit about self image and what the true meaning of confidence is, and all the things that we've been learning over the last week or so. So, with that being said, why don't we just dive in, Michelle, into whenever we got together this Wednesday, we just got together and good energy, just to have fun, just to celebrate, just to have lunch, have a pool day, um, and let's talk about the experience that came about for us.
Yeah, we were, all of us together sitting at the kitchen table downstairs and having lunch, enjoying conversation. Just, when the three of us are together, the energy is pretty strong and high vibe. And at one point, we were talking about something cosmic. I think you mentioned something cosmic. And
Mystical.
yeah, mystical. Mystical was, yes, it was
Yeah.
mystical. And I kind of just turned. I was looking at something and just turned, and all of a sudden was hit with this wave of energy that made me kind of dizzy. And I was like, "Whoa, okay." Had my head spinning for a second and caught me off guard. And I thought maybe for a minute that was just me, and till it didn't go away, and you started feeling it,
Mhm.
and Lavette started feeling it, and we just sort of just sat there in the moment really and absorbed what was happening, and just tried to see if there might be some kind of message or anything that was coming to any of us. But that was a pretty incredible experience, just to have all of us feeling the same thing at the same time like that. It was special.
It was special.
Yeah.
It was special. And those are the type of moments, those are the type of things that happen when people are coming together in this good energy, high vibration, good intentions. We're just basically celebrating one another, right? With no agenda attached to it. There's no influence that we're trying to have over one another. We're just coming together to have fun and to enjoy ourselves. And that was a really phenomenal experience. What I felt during that time was just you could just feel, well, you were talking about the spinning a little bit
Hmm.
dizzy. And so I was seeing things a little bit wavy, and then
Yeah.
I could feel my heart center like really open, and you can just feel that energy. And it's I would say, I would describe that as like a mystical, sort of a mystical feeling, a
Yeah.
cosmic feeling. Those are the type of feelings I get whenever I'm doing that sort of work. But yeah, but that was like we weren't intentional about making that happen. It was just
No.
we were all just very present in the moment, and that's what occurred.
Right. Yeah. Spontaneous. It was so it was so spontaneous. It caught us all off guard. And I was just, as you just were describing, I just remember feeling like waves sort of coming in. It was just like, I don't know how else to explain it. Just felt like things were just a little bit wobbly, or what. It was really cool. It was just really cool to experience. I feel like I've had different types of that, probably not as intense. And I'm assuming the intensity was probably because we were all three together. Um, I always feel like the energy is different when we're together. Like my head is, the crown is on, intense. My third eye opens, whatever. I see and feel different things every time that we're together.
Yeah, when 2 or more people are together, everything amplifies even more. So that amplification. is what is what we were feeling.
Yeah.
I know we were asking Lavette, she was with us as well, like what did she feel? And she was just describing just waves down her body is what she was feeling. And I
Yeah.
kind of had to laugh at one moment because she's like, "What are you doing? What are you?" She was looking at you. I go, "What are you doing?"
I'm
We're
just
just
enjoying the
here.
moment. Yeah. That was incredible. Yeah, she was feeling it down through her legs. She kept saying, I'm not, I don't know why, but I'm feeling it all the way down my legs.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it just kind of faded out at some point and we just went on. But, that'll be something that is always a memory to me for sure. So I'm
Yeah,
sure
it's
we'll,
almost like a really good cleansing and uplifting, a vibrational uplift as well. And, I know that was Wednesday, and yesterday I had a phenomenal day. It's like everything just flowed, and, I had a few little manifestations that came in, and those are always fun for me. I really give gratitude and appreciation for anything, that manifests in my life, small or large. And yesterday was just a stream of just small, fun surprises.
that's awesome. Yeah, on my side, I think Lavette had mentioned those things as well. She had
Yeah,
some
she
interesting.
did.
She had some things come into her world too that were unexpected blessings
Mhm,
and
mhm.
that were manifested and yeah, that was neat. For myself, I think my body is just trying to integrate whatever was happening, and so for me, um, I was initially very 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 energized, and then my body was just like, okay, we're gonna sleep some. So we're gonna rest. Like the last couple days has been um, just a really restful time for me. So I'm grateful for that as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's good, and that's a good point because sometimes whenever those, vibrations like that and you're lifted up, you do need time for integration. And you
Yeah,
can be sleepy. I mean, you can your body wants to rest. That's why it's important um, to pay attention to what does your body need at this time.
right,
Integrating all of that goodness. I
right.
know, it was not last night. It was the day of Wednesday. I went to bed early, and I slept for about 10 hours. It was a really good sleep, so
Mm-hmm. Same.
many times I remember things that happen in my dreams, I'm there, but it was just, like, not a whole lot of remembering that night, it was just a deep sleep.
Yeah, same for me. Same for me. I was wondering if I would have any kind of activation or experience at all, or whatever. You just get excited about the thought of like what's coming next. Um, I'm not attached to that, but if it happens, it's welcome. But I feel like I slept really hard, and I don't recall dreams, so that's okay too. I felt very,
Yeah.
very well rested. I needed it, so it was just right.
Well, I'm sure there'll be some energetic magic happening, um, over the week for you once everything's fully integrated. So this week we were talking a lot about, self-image and confidence. That was a part of our thinking into results, lessons for the week. Well, there's lots of lessons throughout it, but those were the main points I think that we really talked about. Is there anything that's coming up for you that you would like to talk about on those subjects or any aha moments?
Oh
Anything at
yeah,
all you'd like to share?
yes, actually. So we had some exercises on self-image during our lesson. There were different questions that were asked of us, and um, one of them was, hold on, I'm gonna look at it real quick. One of them was, how would you describe the self-image you project on the outside world? Is it true to how you're feeling of yourself? So of course that got me thinking about how it's different. And I think we maybe mentioned a little bit of that last week, but upon deeper dive, there was a point where it's talking about creating your life movie. What do you want for yourself? What do you see for yourself?
Mhm.
You being the star of your movie, what does that look like? which was very challenging for me, if I'm being honest. Thinking about myself as the star of my movie was just, that's just a foreign concept to me, and slightly uncomfortable, if I'm being real. So I'm looking at that. I'm thinking about all of that, and realizing, I haven't put myself first in a lot of ways, and have played small in a lot of ways. And so, what do I want? And I think that was really eye opening to me, that I could. It just sounds so simple when I'm saying this out loud. So it's weird to say it out loud, because yes, you can be anything you want. Yes, you can make those choices and become the center. Become the star of your own movie and take control of things and have the life that you choose to create. And I think it, and then you feel that, and that shift of all the beliefs and everything is just kind of helps you see things in a different way. And I think a big part of that was kind of like, I guess things hit home for me when we started talking about confidence, and putting myself as the star and making the decisions and being the one. You're already that anyway. You know what I mean? Just because I didn't see myself that way doesn't mean that I already wasn't that way. I was creating a life I didn't really always want. Um, and I think that was related really to confidence.
Yeah,
So,
let's go a little deeper into that, into the, because I love that exercise
yeah.
where, you are the star of your movie if you choose to be. Why wouldn't you? You create your reality. So writing it like a script of what is your movie like? What kind of is it? An inspirational one? Is it a comedy? Is it, whatever that type of movie is? You're the star of your movie, and what does your movie look like? And and kind of write it out in that way. And sometimes we don't, like you said, we support so many other people that for us to take a look at, oh wait, it's my life. I create my reality. That's a little different for people sometimes until they get into this work and understand it a little bit. Now you had said, you can be anything that you want to be, do anything you want to do. And we've kind of heard that throughout our life, um, with just, schooling and uh, but but it's much bigger than that. Like sometimes I think that people say, "Okay, yeah, I know I can do whatever I want to do with my life. I can be whatever." But it's like think bigger. Like you can literally do anything beyond your wildest imagination. And it's not that hard. It doesn't take that long to do. And it's really understanding who we are as spiritual beings, as divine beings, so we can do all sorts of magical things, right? All sorts of magical things in the energetic realm, if you'd like to say that. And then also bringing all of that goodness down to earth and putting that out into the world. So, you know, Bob Proctor, as my mentor, would always say, if you're not in a class, like a coaching class that talks about spirituality, then you're in the wrong class, because that is what it's all about. And no one has said that to me throughout my whole career. Whenever I was in the corporate world, we didn't learn any of this. We just learned incremental steps, and there's a little bit of truth through all of those. But to really dive deep, to really say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to really learn who I am. I'm really ready to go through a transformation. People don't do that. I don't know if they don't know if it's not available, or if they're afraid, or what it is, but it's like, I just see people dabbling in transformation, and it's like, "Are you ready or not? Just do it," right?
Right. Right. I I resonate so much with that.
I felt so passionate about that.
Yeah, you do. I love that you. I appreciate that you um, zoom out for everyone and give a deeper, more robust, I guess, picture of that.
Mhm.
So thank you for that. I think what I ended up ultimately coming to, speaking of to your point of spirituality, and if you're not in a spiritual coaching class or class, um, is the confidence thing, and it relates to that in that
Yeah.
the confidence comes in having confidence in your divine self and not this ego centered, confidence. And very honestly, um, that was my that was my big takeaway this week, truly,
Mhm.
and how I was how I was separating those so much, and why I was feeling like I didn't fit or I didn't belong or I didn't whatever was because I wasn't honoring that, my divine self, and coming from that place. I was playing in the world and in the ego, and just kind of living in that realm. And that was very eye opening to me, um, because obviously, you're a divine being and that's very powerful, right?
Let me say a quote real quick,
Okay.
to your point from this article that we read. It says, "Contrary to popular belief, your confidence has very little, if anything, to do with your intellect." And I think the popular belief is, "Oh, confidence is I just know everything." And that is not the true meaning of confidence, right? That's not the true meaning. It's more of the divine self being present, allowing that energy to flow freely to and through you because you are tapped into the all knowing, the universal mind. You have everything you need whenever you can connect in that way. And that's the confidence. It's a relaxed confidence, allowing it to come through, having the true knowing,
Yeah.
and you know it anchors in your heart. You know the true knowing. And people get this, and I've seen this. I've seen this over and over where people have that connection, they have the true knowing, but then they don't move forward with it. And why? I think they don't because of fear. What are other people going to think?
Yeah.
And right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what comes in.
Yes.
And so but whenever you see people who are truly successful based on this kind of confidence, that is that's what moves our society. That's what moves our collective thought body into better to better things for people.
Right.
And that's why people have to stand confident in that knowing and
Right.
not waver from it.
Yeah. Divine guidance, right? I mean, what is more powerful and all knowing? You know what I mean? You will
Mhm.
literally be guided and given every single thing. It's there. You have it. And it will never fail you. It's
Mhm.
always there. It's always there to tap into. Um, and I just think that was just, I get emotional when I'm thinking about it because I'm like always feeling this, just I have both parts of me, I have both parts of me, and I move outside of my divine self more often than I ever care to admit when I'm in different circumstances, competitively or, professionally or whatever. Um, I've done it both ways, so it's not that I don't know. Um, I think it just has not been conscious, you know, in recent times.
You
And so,
recognize it now. You
yes,
recognize that difference now of what
yeah,
it is. Like, you could feel
yeah,
it before, right? But now
yes,
you realize, "Oh, this is what it is."
yes, 100%. I could feel it. I could feel like my soul just like, no, that you don't fit like this, and it really isn't the circumstance. It's me and what I'm doing and what I'm allowing. Um, and all my divine self wants is to just for me to tap into that. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I I am thankful for the awareness. Like this week has been
Mhm.
another pivotal, lesson for me. Um, it just really has been. I'm
Every
just
week every week are like, "Ooh, more aha moments." But I
yeah,
wanna read this too.
Okay.
because I have this underlined. I think it's so powerful. It says, realize that you can connect with the ever present, all knowing, all powerful, life giving force we refer to as spirit, and you can connect at will. And that is what I guess that's what I've been trying to help people understand. It's hard to sometimes it's hard for me to put into words exactly what it is, and it's even hard to put into words what this thinking into results program can give you because you can have you can be, do, or have anything. And thinking outside the box, there is no box. Think beyond that. I mean, we are magical beings that can do so many things. And then we are also here living on this earth plane, and we can do a lot of good here too. So, whenever you can think really big like that, it really shifts your life to saying, okay, what is it that I really want to do?
Right.
What is it that's going to fill my cup, right?
Right. And so all these things coming together, at least for me, just playing together. Oh, I never really, I guess, thought that I could have more. I don't know that I really thought about it too much. Maybe it's a comfort zone. I don't really know exactly what that might be. Probably more of a comfort zone. I mean, I feel like things are good. Then I'm around you and I'm around Lavette and others, and there's so much more. There's so much more to it. Um, I get excited every time I'm hearing other stories. So, like we've said before, if anybody has stories there or want to come on to just talk about experiences, it's a gift that you're giving to other people because
Mhm.
sometimes it's very difficult to think about outside of your own circumstance, and that there's a different way to live and a different way to be, and
Mhm.
so I
And it's
just
so
admire you.
sweet.
Yeah,
And it feels magical. I know whenever you and I were talking, 'cause, you're gonna come and help me with an event that I'm gonna, participate in September, and I was trying to like, how do we best relay to people what thinking into results is? And you said it's not just manifestation, it's, like, so much more than that. It's life-changing.
it is.
It's
It is like,
life-changing.
yeah, it is. It gives you awareness to so many things that you will actually question yourself. Like, if I had only known this,
Yeah.
all my life, if I had only been taught how to think this way or um, view things from this point of view, uh, what my life would have been. However, we're not living in the past. It's a recognition, though. It's a recognition point, and that awareness is just absolutely life changing. And I appreciate that it breaks it down and takes the step by step through the process so that I'm not overwhelmed. That
Mhm.
I appreciate because it's a lot of ahas. That you're trying to move through, and maybe that might be overwhelming to some if they're not taking it kind of step by step and really processing through all of that and then
Yeah.
feeling strong enough to move beyond it. But
Well, we talked about the integration process, just like the energy of all of us being together, that energy and integrating it, but it's very much the same through the classes. You take the, lesson 1, you implement it. How do you feel about it? What do you want with your life? And it's really integrating that, you know? That's why it takes 6 months to fully change these paradigms. And, people will dabble for years and years trying to get this. Whenever I say, "It's right here, I've got it." Just
yeah,
let's do it. And, let's dive in. Are you really ready for transformation? It's right here. You decide what you want. You decide how you wanna design your life, and, this will show you how to do it. This will show
right,
you how to think, not what to think,
yeah,
right? We have enough people out there in the world trying to tell us what to think with how we're bombarded with the environment of news and things like that. This is how to think. You
right,
decide what you wanna do, and,
right,
that's the beauty of it all.
right.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah, I love that too. That was another that what you just said was another realization point when you were saying you can how do you want to live Like, or what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do? You don't need to worry about the how. You know, you don't have to worry
Mhm.
about how the how is taken care of. Um, that's a really hard concept, I think, for some people to wrap
Yes.
their head around, but it is it is true when you're in alignment. It's true.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I love that. That's a very freeing thing, also. You know, just knowing. I just need to visualize that and move in that direction, and things unfold.
Yeah, it is very freeing when we can get our thinking brain out of it, right? Because things happen and unfold in a way that we would never be able to come up with our own intellect,
Right, right,
no matter how smart you are. You know what I mean?
right, right. It's not about that. It's not about
Yeah.
a degree. It's not about being the most educated, academically minded, brilliant person. It isn't about any of those things. Um, it isn't.
In fact, sometimes I think the more educated you are, the harder it is to wrap to rewire that to say, "Okay, wait a second, I don't have to plan all this out," because sometimes whenever we're trying to plan, we limit ourselves. We limit ourselves on the possibilities.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Mhm.
That's a great point. We sure do.
So
Yeah.
many so many ahas this week.
I know, it's
It's
been
been fun.
wonderful.
It's been
Yeah.
fun, and then watching the manifestations come in has been also, really fun.
Good experiences.
Yes, yes. We are wrapping it up. So, is there anything else that you would like to say?
Yeah, I guess the last point, just thinking, remembering just that you're not only supported by the physical world, and maybe people aren't supported by the physical in the physical world. I know mine is kind of slim sometimes, but you are very supported by the spiritual world. Um, that's a given. That's an automatic all the time kind of thing, and so remembering that, holding on to that, it is a good thing. It's a good thing. So that was an important thing for me this week too. Just realizing, remembering, not realizing, but remembering that.
Ooh, remembering. And really that's what it's all about is remembering. We already have all of this inside of us, and it's sort of like unlocking that remembrance so we can remember again of who we really are, why we're really here. We all decided to be here at this time. All of us, and I just hope that people realize that they can tap into the magic. There's a way to do it, because it is a beautiful way to live, and it's fun, and it's uplifting. So, you are completely supported, we are all guided, and if you were also completely supported on the 3D plane, if people allow that to happen. If you are able to receive, you are always supported, always. You always will have what you need.
I love it.
All right. I think that's it for today. So, thank you for those of us who have joined, and we will see you next week.
All right. Take care.
Until then, happy manifesting.